The Brechin Aneli, also known as the Plaid or the Plaid or the Great Kilt. I've already done a video about the multi-uses of the garment and I'll put that in the description below. But what about its use for shelter? So I've just finished reading a really good book called School of the Moon by Stuart McCarthy, and it's a collection of stories about the ancient Highlander warrior tradition of cattle raiding. So in one of the stories he describes a group of warriors who have just stolen some cattle and they're about to set up camp for the night. He then describes they raised a shelter of branches and after covering it over with a few of their plaids, laid themselves down to sleep with a couple of them out on the hill guarding the cattle and watching for pursuit. So he doesn't describe the shelter any further in the story, and as usual I couldn't find any shelter designs online using the Plaid, so I just thought I would make up one for myself. He also doesn't say if the men who gave their plaids to make the shelter are just going balk naked or not. I don't know. So the typical Plaid of the Highlands would have been treated by a process called walking, which causes the wool fibres to shrink together, making it fairly waterproof. So it'd be fairly easy to make a basic lean-to or A-frame shelter with the Plaid, but I wanted to try and make something a bit more complex. Also in the story they talked about using more than one Plaid and putting it over some sticks they erected. I imagined in mind it would be a teepee, so that's what I'm going to try and make. I only have one Plaid, so I'm also going to use a wool blanket, and I'll show you the design that I've come up with. So I created a teepee using 6 sticks, tying them off at about 2 meters high, and then spreading them out so it was just wide enough for me to lie down in. I then took the middle of my Plaid and tucked it under and lashed onto the stick facing the wind direction. I then went around the teepee, pulling the Plaid tight along the bottom and tucking them under the sticks as I went. Finally I joined the Plaid together on the opposite side using my kilt pin and gathered any loose material on the top of the teepee and lashed them to the sticks. That's just using one Plaid, and it would certainly work as a shelter, but to finish it off I'm going to use a wool blanket and secure it with my blanket pin. So that's the finished teepee. I have a small doorway facing downwind. So one of the benefits of wool fabric like this is that it's fire resistant. So I could potentially light a small and controlled fire here, making everything nice and cozy. And I can open up the top wool blanket to make a wee chimney. So there's some obvious disadvantages. Obviously when I'm using it as a tent I can't wear the Plaid or use it to sleep in. And also if you left this out in the rain for a long time, it probably would eventually start to rot. But the advantages, it's flame resistant as I just said, so you could potentially light a little fire in there. It's going to be pretty warm, and it's just another use to add on the list for this multi-purpose garment. So this is my beautiful assistant Amandine and her watering can, and we'll find out if it's waterproof. Nope. It works. So again, this probably isn't historically accurate. I have no idea if the Highlanders used this configuration, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with the Plaid, and if you have a Plaid at home, try it and see if you can come up with any other designs. So thanks for watching everyone. Hopefully at some point I'll do a video of me sleeping out in this, but until then, thanks for watching and see you later.